You would like to avoid a hormonal crash during menopause or menopause and help your body completely naturally. You clicked on the right video. Hi, I'm Dr. Cori Stern, and welcome to my channel. Take control of your health. I've talked about this topic a lot because it's a big topic. So many people ask me questions about it, and it is something that I have expertise in, having gone through these changes myself and helped so many people over the years get through this period of life without suffering, undue suffering. So if you're in your 40s or older, you are going to experience hormonal changes in your body. That's just part of life. It's unavoidable. But what is avoidable is all the suffering that people seem to experience during these changes. So, most people are familiar with the symptoms that occur with menopause or menopause for women. Hot flashes is a big one. Um, Mood swings, sometimes leading to depression or anxiety, sometimes poor sleep, often due to hot flashes, and other changes like loss of libido, vaginal dryness in other body parts, skin wrinkling, sometimes loss of bone mass, so osteoporosis or osteopenia. And there might be other symptoms as well, low energy, etc. For men, uh, loss of libido, sometimes loss of sexual function, sometimes the prostate, well, all prostates enlarge at some point, so leading in some men to urinary issues, urinary frequency, urinary urgency, difficult stream, difficult getting started, etc. Um, Also low energy. So if you would be interested in knowing what you can do to either prevent these symptoms from occurring, in other words, to stabilize your hormones and slow down the aging process, and or if you've already been experiencing some of these symptoms and you want to try to reverse some of it or just help yourself to feel better, general overall sense of well-being, I have some solutions. I've been doing this for a very long time successfully. And myself being 62, I think I'm doing pretty well with having slowed down my aging process. My body, of course, it's not the same as it was when I was 22 or 32 or even 42, but it's not rapidly declining. And I have not been suffering with these symptoms. I did not suffer while I was going through menopause, and now I'm postmenopausal and doing well. So I want to share my helpful hints with you. So before I do that, I want to just quickly review what actual changes are happening in your body during these years, this time of life. Um, and in your 40s, your hormones start to decline, both for men and women, and you reach a point where they kind of tank. So it's a sharper drop for women than men. For women, you have a decrease in estrogen and progesterone production and some other hormones as well. But the main cause of some of the symptoms I mentioned earlier is the decrease in estrogen. Estrogen helps the body to stimulate the production of collagen, and collagen is responsible for healthy hair, skin, bones, so on. So that's part of why we start to look older. And then, of course, the hot flashes and all of that. For men, the hormone testosterone starts to decline, which is responsible for libido, sex drive function, and can also affect the hair. So men can also experience hair loss with a drop in testosterone. Testosterone also helps with energy. So, by the way, both men and women produce estrogen and testosterone. Men have higher levels of testosterone, women have higher levels of estrogen, but we all need both of those. So, let's talk about some of the ways you can naturally support hormone production in your body. And we're specifically talking about sex hormones, but I just want to I just want to mention that I'm not a big fan of hormone replacement therapy, whether that's pharmaceutical hormones or um, what we call bioidentical hormones, because when you're taking hormones in from the outside, what we call exogenous hormones, they're not being produced by your body, you're sending a signal to the glands that are responsible for producing the hormones, telling those glands that we don't need to work too hard. We don't need to produce hormones because there's enough going circulating around the body. And the glands become lazy and they become atrophied, and then they don't really work so well anymore. And the longer you're on hormone replacement therapy, the more severe that situation becomes. So we want to try to avoid that if we can and just give the body some stuff that it can use to make its own hormones. That makes more sense to me. I've also seen some complications with hormone replacement therapy over the years that I've been in this field. So let's see what we could do to not need that. I'm going to do a screen share and talk about some of my favorite products. So the first one is Tribulus. And Tribulus is such an amazing herb because it does so many cool things. One of the things that it does is support the production of testosterone. So it is good for both men and women. It will support your libido. It'll support your sexual function. It's great also for male erectile dysfunction. It actually increases circulation. So because it increases circulation, it enhances your enjoyment of sex. Sex actually feels better. Um, it also, because it enhances circulation, it also improves athletic performance, stamina, endurance. Um, it's really great for menopausal hot flashes. It just does so many things. For younger people that are watching this, it does also enhance fertility. It can also, believe it or not, regulate insulin and blood sugar and help improve the quality of cholesterol. So it's just an all around amazing herb. Keep in mind that when we talk about supplements, herbal supplements, whatever supplements that I mentioned to you, quality matters. So looking for the cheapest option is never the best way to go about this. You could be taking, dirt and sticks if you don't know the quality of the supplement. There needs to be the active constituent of the herb in order for it to have a physiologic effect. Okay, so everything that I use, I know it works. And by the way, I take this myself, and I happen to love it. The next one I want to talk about is called ashwagandha. A lot of people know about ashwagandha. I actually have a lot of patients come to see me already taking ashwagandha because it has a lot of, I guess, good PR. Ashwagandha is an herb known as an adaptogen. Adaptogen means it helps your body adapt to changing conditions, to stressful conditions, whether that's physical stress, emotional, mental stress. Ashwagandha particularly supports the adrenal glands, which I call your stress glands. They produce adrenaline and cortisol. But something that a lot of people don't know is that the adrenal glands also produce a substance called DHEA. DHEA is a precursor to the production of estrogen and testosterone. So as you're aging and for women, your ovaries stop producing estrogen, and for men, your testicles don't produce as much testosterone. There's a bigger demand on the adrenal glands to produce more DHEA. So ashwagandha helps your adrenal glands to function better. This ashwagandha is called Forte, meaning the only thing in it is ashwagandha. We have another one called Complex that has other components to it also. It has licorice in there as well, and Korean ginseng. So so ginseng is also an adaptogen, and it also helps with sexual function and energy. And licorice, it supports the adrenal glands to be able to produce their hormones. The only reason we have two separate products is because licorice is not great for people that have high blood pressure. Low functioning adrenals can cause low blood pressure. So licorice helps to make the normalize the blood pressure when it's too low. But if you have high blood pressure, you don't want to take too much licorice. So you would want to use the ashwagandha forte. The next supplement I want to talk about is called wild yam. And wild yam is another herb that is amazing for hormonal support. It is good for men and women. It for women, it helps alleviate menopausal symptoms, but it also has anti-inflammatory properties that may help to relieve arthritis and muscle pain and swelling and discomfort. It promotes bile production, so it helps you to digest fat better. It helps with blood sugar regulation. It has cognitive benefits, so it supports your brain function. For younger women, it's good for menstrual cramps and premenstrual syndrome symptoms. This particular wild yam also has a couple of other things in it. It also has black cohosh. So black cohosh is another herb that's great for menopause, but it's also helpful for men. It actually, and a lot of people don't know this because up until I learned this stuff, I thought women only use black cohosh. But for men, it actually has some prostate cancer prevention properties. So this supplement is excellent for hormonal support for men and women. There's also some St. John's wort in this, which is good for helping your body to produce more serotonin. So that's kind of the feel-good hormone. There's some ginseng in this. So I love the combination of stuff in this. The next thing I want to talk about, this is for women, ovotrophin. So the thing that starts the body's aging process is your ovaries, the decline of your ovaries. This is kind of, I call it ovary food. So it's a unique profile of specific peptides that the ovaries need to produce younger cells. So basically what it does is it helps keep your ovaries young, or it slows down the aging process of your ovaries. And we do recommend that people start taking this when they hit 40 to slow down the aging process. And then for men, the product to ovotrophin is prostate PMG, and prostate PMG does the same thing for the prostate that it does for the ovaries. So again, the aging of the prostate is the primary cause of male aging. So this is a way of beginning the process early on, as early as you can. It's never too late to start taking these supplements to slow down your aging process. If you would like more information on this topic, you can go to my website, drcori.com, and sign up for my newsletters. I've been sending out an email newsletter on pretty much every video that I'm producing. So there'll be even more information in there, a lot more than I can say on a video. Or click on resources, and there's the newsletter is in there as a blog, so you can actually read it as an article. If you would like specific help with menopause or menopause, or any other health issue, you can become my patient and or we can get you started on a low-cost supplement recommendation program where I'll gather lots of data about what's going on with you and make some customized recommendations. If you become my patient, that's a comprehensive health improvement program where I follow you over time. We do nutritional counseling. It's very comprehensive, and we try to make sure we get some outcomes for you. I hope this information was helpful. If you haven't become a subscriber yet, I would be so thrilled if you would do that now. And don't forget to check out my website, drcori.com. I have all the products that I talked about on that website, and there'll be links to them in the description of this video as well. Thank you so much for listening. And until we meet again, please stay healthy.